So your engine keeps leaking oil in your small block Chevy. That might be your issue right there. That'd be the first thing I checked. All right, guys, it's time for an update video on, this is really mainly a four-door update video. I haven't done anything to the hardtop. I have not done very much at all to the four-door in the last couple of weeks. Now, I did post a video a few days ago of me finding a rear glass from a 56 four-door Bel Air at another salvage, and brought it home, polished it up and everything, and that is for the four-door. So I've had some stuff going on the last couple of weeks and something rolling around in my head, and I just couldn't get them out of my head, and I had kind of changed my mind. I wasn't going to go, and then yesterday, me and a friend of mine, Dan, took off and we went and checked them out. It is a two-part video series that I posted this morning. There's part 1 and part 2. It is a salvage, and there was three 55 two-door hardtop bodies. And my friend Scott found this place a couple of weeks ago and started sending me pictures, and I was flipping out. He got different prices than I got. He got cheaper prices than I got. So I don't know what's up with that, but that's probably the reason why the cars have been there for that many decades. Is the price for me is, I think it's way out there. Somebody else may think it's a stellar deal, but I personally don't. I won't be buying the cars. Way too much for what you're getting. So what ended up happening is Scott texted me these pictures about 2 weeks ago of these three two-door hardtop 55s, and so I got the idea that I could possibly buy all three of those cars and build one for my wife instead of building her this four-door. So that was the main thing. The biggest obstacle was I didn't have any money. So I've been thinking about it for the last year or 2, 3 years actually, of selling my 2013 ZX14R Ninja. My first brand new motorcycle I've ever had. I've had motorcycles since I was a kid, but my first brand new one. Bought it off the showroom floor with 0 miles on it. Didn't even have a battery in it when I bought it off the floor. And then they took it in the back, and I think they even put oil in it and everything, because I don't even think it had oil in it. But so I've had that bike for 9 years, since 2013, and in 9 years that motorcycle had 3,178 miles on it. So that bike is still showroom fresh, brand new. It's never been altered. It's not modified. It's all stock. It's always been covered, and it just sits, and it's kind of a shame. The tires would have ended up dry rotting off of it, you know what I mean? So it kind of needed to go to somebody that is more of a motorcycle person. I love motorcycles, but my thing is, when it's 70 degrees outside and sunny, I don't grab a helmet to go on a motorcycle ride. I grab wrenches and screwdrivers or a welder and work on old cars. That is my true passion, especially when you're talking Tri-5 Chevys or G-bodies. Those are my favorites. So with that being said, my idea was to buy all three of those two-door hardtops and build one decent body shell and use all the parts from this four-door. But I have two friends that I personally know that I already had texted them. They were interested in the body shell with the 4 doors only. They don't need the chassis, they don't need the engine, they don't need none of the parts. They just want the body shell and the doors, because I fit the doors to the car really good, so you know, I don't need them anyway. But one of my buddies has a 55 Bel Air 4-door sedan, and it is pretty rough. The quarter panel's been cut off, and when they cut off the quarter, they cut way more than just the quarter. They got into the trunk floor, and I think the wheelhouse and part of the tail pan. Now, I did give him another parts car that had a good, nice quarter on it, but it doesn't have a title either. But he has gathered pretty much most of the parts for that car. He's got a chassis, he's got an engine, he's got a transmission, that type of stuff. So, you know, really all he needs is a decent body shell with a title to start off with, and that's this one right here. My other friend has a 210 4-door 55, just like this one. His is that beige color, but his entire floors are rusted away. That car, somebody took the wheels off of it, left it out in the field for decades, so it sat on the ground. Even the chassis was rusty, but he did get another chassis that's nice, and he's already got it painted. All he really needs is this body shell, because he's got to put a full floor pan in it, rockers, inners and outers, you know, some trunk floor, tailpan brace, you know, that kind of stuff. And by the time he bought all that sheet metal, he could, you know, buy this body shell. So that was the idea, and I was going to sell this, and I was going to buy a brand new windshield for the hardtop and brand new side glass set with chrome frames, because, you know, I've got quite a few hardtop parts here, and I actually know a guy that has a few hardtop pieces laying around in his shop that I could get. So that was kind of the idea. I was going to end up having a two-door hardtop for my wife, but now I realize I did do a lot of work to the car, but you got to think about it. I'm not selling, or I'm not giving the car away and losing money. I got a hell of a deal on this car, but I was selling it, and so it's going to good use. It's not like it's getting smashed or cut up for something else. You know what I mean? So basically that's been in my head for 2 weeks, is trying to figure out, do I need to do this or not? So one friend of mine argued that I needed to finish this four-door completely and then sell it. I'm not going to do that, because I would have to buy all the parts that I have for this car, which is almost 99% of everything here. I would have to buy everything. And a lot of the stuff that I have for this car, I wouldn't even know where to get it right now. I would have to locate it. So I'm not interested in doing that. It's going to end up costing a hell of a lot more money to replace the parts that I already have. So that was why I was going to do that. I was going to use the four doors chassis because it's already restored. I was just going to take the 2 extra body mounts that hardtops have, weld them to that sedan chassis, this four-door chassis, and then just spot in that area. But I would have had a completely done chassis for that hardtop already. But that was the plan until yesterday, and I got gouged on the price, and then we couldn't come to agreement. But I ended up selling the motorcycle, and that's how I got enough money that when I went over there yesterday to look at them cars, I was serious. I had cash in hand, and I was going to buy them, but at least one of them. But I couldn't get a deal done. I priced a couple of parts that was out in the yard on some of those really effed up four-door bodies, and he didn't want to sell the parts. So that explains why everything is still there. So it was more of a frustrating, sickening day, really, but at least they got documented before they're gone forever, because the way that they moved them cars around and crushed them and lifted them up and ruined all the stainless trim around the windows and all that kind of stuff that people can use, more than likely they're going to wind up in the smasher, because the prices of steel, I heard a week or so ago that it's $20 short of being the highest it's ever been recorded. Now, I don't know if it's dropped by now, but that's probably why he's crushing. So I don't know that it's actually a public salvage yard, because there's no sign, there's nothing. So it's probably more of a private junkyard. The guy that had it kind of looks about my age a little bit, so I'm thinking maybe he inherited it, maybe his dad died. I don't know, I'm just speculating, but you know what I mean. So I am for sure back on the four-door, and there's probably most likely not going to be a two-door swap going on, switching out for a two-door body type of deal. I'm going to go ahead and finish out the four-door. The four-door is more practical, and I don't mind four doors. But my thing was, I had the opportunity to get one of those cars was priced at $1,800 is the price I got told when Scott found them, or $1,500. So I was kind of interested in the cheap one because it had a rusty roof, and I was just going to chop the roof off of it. I actually found a roof at another salvage that is in another video that I haven't uploaded to YouTube yet. I still have to edit it and then put it out there. I was kind of waiting for yesterday because there is a two-door hardtop Pontiac that somebody's cut the back of the car off, but the roof is mint. So that two-door hardtop Pontiac roof will fit a Chevrolet. So that was kind of why I haven't posted that video. I know Scott's probably wondering why that's not in there, because he's in that one. But now I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and post it up. Now, this other salvage, there is a lot of nice usable parts, and they do treat their stuff a little bit more respectful, I'd say. They don't smash them around like that car or that place yesterday did. I have ordered some parts for this car. Some of them came in rather quick. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in some video clips here of parts that I got in for this car. I've got my neighbor, that's the wood guy. I commissioned him to build me a speaker box for this 4-door hidden inside a vintage 50 Samsonite suitcase, and I've got video of that. It's not finished, but you get to see it, you know, kind of under construction, we'll say, and it looks killer, man. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut to those video clips. I do want to say thanks for watching, and I may do some more junkyard crawl videos. If those videos do really well with views and stuff, I may do that. You know, all the old salvages I know of, I have to travel pretty far to get there, and I always have to hitch a ride with somebody because my old truck ain't gonna make it, you know what I mean? But I do have a couple more in my pocket that I know where are, but I think one of them is just about emptied out. I don't know, I haven't been there in a while. Also, it's, you know, springtime, and ticks and chiggers and snakes are gonna be coming out, so it kind of depends, really, on that. But so here's the video clips, guys. All right, guys, so I ordered this off of eBay, and I actually looked at quite a few ads, and it seems like, I don't know if it's exactly this one, but they did say to, when this is side glass for my wife's 4-door 55, it did say in one of them to check the glass when it gets dropped off by FedEx or UPS. Check over it before they leave, so, you know, just in case one of them is broken. So I heard the truck outside, and I come out, and you can see where that box has been whacked, man. Something went across that pretty hard, so at this point I'm a little worried. So I told him if he could wait while I you know, open this stuff up, and that's what I did. I started ripping through the paper, but it all has nice straight edges. It looks like a nice quality, and this is the green shaded Easy Eye glass. It's reproduction, obviously, but anyway, this is a side for a 4-door sedan 55. Be the same as a 4-door sedan 56 or 7, but this guy was the cheapest on eBay. I ordered this maybe Tuesday, and this is Friday, and I already have it. This set was $229 plus $45 for shipping. Most of the ads, well, all the other ads were a lot more than that. It seems like it's $100 more per set or more. So it was a pretty good buy, I felt like. You get the little bitty tiny rear quarter glasses for a 4-door sedan. You get both wing windows. You get front door glasses for both sides and rear door side glasses for both sides. This is the green Easy Eye shaded. Now I don't think it actually says Easy Eye on it, so if you're looking for a, you know, a numbers matching 1,000-point show car or whatever it is, to have all the correct stampings on the glass, it doesn't have that. It just says DOT 516. So you know, this is not the actual reproduction that actually has the Easy Eye stampings, but for me this is just fine, especially for the price I paid. But so now the 4-door has Easy Eye glass, because if you caught the video I just posted 2 days ago, I polished an original Easy Eye green shaded back glass out of a 56 Bel Air I found at a salvage. But I'm happy with that, man. That'll work. That's a pretty good purchase. Alright guys, so I'm over here at my neighbor's house, who's the wood guy. He built my speaker box for my 2-door hardtop. So this is the Samsonite suitcase for the 4-door for luggage that's going to be bolted to the floor in the back. This is the sub box he is building for me out of MDF. So it's going to have a 12-inch subwoofer in it. Be hidden inside there. It's pretty freaking cool. He rounded the edges on it to match the curve of this. I didn't know these suitcases were actually made out of plywood. I think that's kind of crazy. But it's wider at the bottom than it is at the top, and he's built it to where it actually closes onto it. So how awesome is that? Hidden subwoofer enclosure inside a Samsonite suitcase from the 50s.
Do you want to put the speaker in there and we'll show it? Look at it.
Well, I guess, oh, you already got the hole cut, don't you? He's going to set the speaker in it to show it.
this will probably fall apart when we're flipping it. That won't matter. Oops. Oh, it's that latch that was hitting.
Oh yeah, he's got to trim a latch off for the lock.
All of a sudden this suitcase is a lot heavier than it used to be.
How cool is that? So this will aim toward the back of the seat, so you won't see this. The other side is pretty nice, so that's what you'll see when the trunk's open, is the plain side. It'll just look like a suitcase in there, but it's really a MDF subwoofer enclosure. And he's going to put a port in it up here or here. We've got a little port, and then there's two them push-in speaker, I don't know what them things are. There's going to be two of those, one on each side, and everything's going to be mounted in the front, so you don't see any of it. That is going to be a neat rig, man. He's digging out the stuff here now. So there's going to be a port up here or here, and then there's two of these that will go, one here and one there. So that'll be pretty neat. Everything's going to be on the front that you don't really see. So how cool is that? Alright guys, so I was surfing around on eBay and I was looking at radios and stuff. I have a Pioneer radio that was free, but it's a, you know, a CD player. It would have been just fine, but I was just kind of looking around on eBay, goofing off is really all I was doing, because we had several days of rain. And I run across this, and it looks vintage with the ribs in it. And it's, you know, it's just plastic, but it's chrome plated, and it is a two-knob style. Has a pretty large display screen. This is actually just a radio. This is not a CD player or anything. So the thing is literally like 3.5 inches thick. So it doesn't take up a lot of room in the dash. I just got it sitting in here. It's not bolted in or anything, but that's pretty much how it will be. And in case you didn't catch the build thread so far on this car, the build videos, I took a factory 55 radio delete panel and hinged it, and it folds down and it latches to the top with some magnets that screw in up here. So it looks like it's a factory radio delete car, but I just thought it was kind of neat. Now the coolest part about it was $21.96 or something, and the guy had sold a bunch of these, and they're all over eBay. When you look in there, you'll come across it. It does not have a name brand, so you know, you're kind of on your own there. I'm not providing any links, because in case he ever sells out and the link goes dead, it's going to be kind of worthless. But this is the box that come in. I don't see a name brand on this anywhere. But, and I'm really, you know, I'm not expecting much for an electronic piece to be $21, but then again, there was a lot of them sold. So, and the negative feedback that I read on this one, there wasn't anything about the radio. So I'm kind of, it's worth trying. But this one in particular, there's a bunch of them on there. This one in particular came with this set of trim tools, and this one's actually steel, which is, I thought was kind of handy. Now I have a lot of these in my drawer over there, but I mean, they came with it. You can buy the radio for about the same price without these, so I just went ahead and those came with it. It comes with a little remote, and it comes with two plug-ins to plug in on the back. I'll go ahead and remove this so you can see what it overall looks like. I've got this fit on them studs really tight. Golly. That's how thick that thing is. There's like nothing to it. But anyway, has two RCA outputs and everything, antenna hole, you know, the usual. But what I like about it is it looks vintage. It kind of looks like an old radio that, you know, not necessarily original for 55. I'm just saying it looks cool. But again, that don't mean nothing. This thing could not work. Now there is a plug right here that you can take out, and you can actually put your phone charger cord in there and charge your phone through it, which is kind of cool. It has other features too, you know, but we really just listen to FM stations, and that's pretty much it. So, oh, there is a number right there. I don't know if that'll help anybody. You can pause the screen when you're looking at it, but I think I typed in FM car stereo or radio, I don't remember, and it was in vehicle electronics and GPS, I think, is the category. But I think it's kind of cool. It says it's 60 watts times 4. I highly doubt that, but I thought it was pretty cool. Now, since I'm building this car for my wife, one thing that she uses the most in her daily driver car, her new car, front wheel drive car, the one thing she uses the most, besides listening to the radio, air conditioner or heater, is the heated seats. Every morning when I come out in the wintertime and start her car, I turn on the heated seats for her. So now, in case you don't know or never thought about this, I used to work in an accessory shop, and I had actually installed 2 sets of these on customers' cars. Now, this is not the same exact brand, but this is a heated seat kit, and I also got this off eBay. And if you type in heated seat kit, I think it was in auto parts and accessories, it'll be flooded with these. There was some of them that had really bad feedback, or not necessarily on this. You know, they sell all kinds of stuff, but I try to find something with a good feedback rating before I'll buy, but they're flooded. This is about 50 bucks, and it's basically just a pad. I think it even says carbon fiber on the heading, but it's just like a little, basically a heating blanket is all it is. It's super thin, and all you do is stick this underneath your seat cover. There's 4 pads. There's one for your bottom side, there's one for your back, and it all has plug-ins. It's basically a power and a ground. That's it. The rest of them are just actual plug-ins that plug into each other. You get a button. You get 2 buttons. It's a kit for 2 seats. I'm pretty sure it's high and low. And you basically use a step bit and drill a hole somewhere and put those in there and then plug them back in. But I will probably maybe put these on the side of the seat shells for the original front bench. But, you know, you could put heated seats in any car. So with me building this car for my wife, I'm trying to tailor it to her, and I'm going off what she uses the most, and that is pretty much AC, heat, and heated seats is the main thing that she pretty much needs. She doesn't ever use cruise control, so I don't need none of that stuff.